fight for menstrual equity. Hey, get cramps at it. Get cramps at it. Get cramps, get cramps. You're now tuned in to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast with your host, Brittany Walker, advocating for menstrual equity, period poverty, and womb wellness. New episodes on Menstruation Mondays.
Happy Menstruation Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast, where I am your host, Brittany Walker, and you have made it to episode 7, Alchemy at Its Finest. So today we're going to be getting into chapter 6, Alchemy at Its Finest, and deep diving more into how we were able to use these different techniques in order to have a more manageable menstrual cycle. So let's go ahead and get into it. Again, it is Menstruation Monday, June 26, 2023. You know, we like to kick each episode off with an I am power statement. I representing inspiration, A representing affirmations, and M representing manifestations. So today's I am power statement is I am transforming and creating the best options for my menstrual cycle journey. Ashe. And so there it is. Now, the reference of this season, you know, we are tackling NNG's formula to kick cramps as a blueprint to naturally get rid of menstrual cramps. So you already know we're going through this book this entire season, breaking down each chapter to get more insight of how you can try different options for yourself to try to have a better menstrual journey and overall uterine health experience. That includes fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, infertility, amenorrhea, menorrhagia, dysmenorrhea, whatever you may be experiencing at this time. So the tea of the day, of course, as you saw during the beginning of the episode, if you are watching on Spotify or YouTube, we have our Kick Cramps Ass mug full of our cramp elixir available on our website. It's full of amazing herbs that are beneficial for helping out with your menstrual cycle journey, whether it has to do with reducing bloating, reducing inflammation, regulating your flow, stabilizing your hormones. It provides so many benefits, and you can check it out on our website. And if you subscribe to our website at kickcrampsass.org, you will receive a special discount coupon for your first order. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. So we also have our tea infuser that you can put our loose herbs in, which this one is a chrysocolla. We also have a bloodstone, and those crystals are just beneficial in keeping your roots chakra aligned, which is associated with your wound, and also providing healing agents as well, helping reduce inflammation, stabilizing your mood as well, regulating your blood flow, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get into today's book. We're going to jump over. Again, these chapters are short reads, guys, and then we will deep dive into some more details. Chapter 6, Alchemy at Its Finest. According to the World Health Organization, 75% of the world's population are using herbs for basic healthcare needs. This is by Pond and his team in 2014. Now, herbal teas are natural antioxidants. The herbs aid in maintaining a healthy uterus along with physical and mental health. Also, herbs decrease heavy bleeding, menorrhagia, and inflammation. Most individuals might assume that you could only reap the benefits of herbs through tea, but you can also cook with them. Use them for your yoni steams, which is detailed more in the section labeled Wound Revitalization. Smoke them or burn them in candles or in incense. Acting as an anti-inflammatory, herbs also detoxifies the body, regulates hormones, and reduces stress. NNG recommends consuming herbs daily to rejuvenate the body as it aids in releasing toxins. Some of the herbs that NNG incorporates into the daily diet, along with their benefits, are burdock, reduces inflammation, frees toxins from the blood, and antioxidants. Calendula, also known as daffodil, eliminates bacterial vaginosis, decreases yeast infections, is an antioxidant, and it reduces discharge and bloating. Chamomile controls muscle spasms, antioxidant, decreases inflammation, regulates PMS symptoms, relieves anxiety, and soothes the nerves. Chast tree. This is also known as Vitex. It does boost the progesterone in the body, which regulates the estrogen. So if you're eating red meat, fried foods, a lot of sweets, alcohol, these are foods that will boost the estrogen levels in your body, and that will cause you to have your hormones out of balance, mood swings, heavy PMS symptoms, and definitely inflammation, which of course leads to heavy cramping. But adding that progesterone back into the body will aid in the regulation. Elderberry, anti-inflammatory, reduces pain, rich in antioxidants, decrease fighting and prevention. Green tea and decaffeinated, because we want to try to eliminate as much caffeine from the body as possible, because too much caffeine does hinder your womb health. Improves blood flow, decreases bloating, increases water loss from the body. We want to remain hydrated during our cycles. It's very important to have a substantial amount of water in your body that will aid in regulating your body temperature, regulating your mood as well. Hibiscus, which happens to be our favorite herb, it regulates menstruation, improves blood circulation, anti-inflammatory, regulates mood, and other PMS symptoms. Motherwort. Now, this happens to be one of the main herbs if you happen to indulge in yoni steams. It strengthens uterine muscles, it decreases cramps, it regulates your hormones, and it encourages suppressed blood flow. So any blood that is stagnant in your walls that hasn't been released, if you're having issues of the blood flowing through your cervix, this will help with the ease of these things. Nettles improves estrogen, regulates blood flow as well. It is a mood regulator, and it is packed with iron. We have already talked about in chapter 1 a few episodes back that iron is the world's largest deficiency, which is crazy because supposedly red meat and eggs are packed with iron. So why are people still having this as a deficiency? So having nettles, a natural form of that iron, will be so beneficial for the body, since you are releasing a substantial amount of iron when you release your blood, along with magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. Red raspberry leaf. It tightens your pelvic muscles, reduces muscle spasms, regulates your PMS symptoms, and also bay leaf reduces menstrual cramps, eliminates vaginal discharge, regulates blood flow, and cycle duration. Now, there are other herbs that are very beneficial. There's so many different herbs actually that are beneficial. And when we made our cramp elixir, we also added some additional herbs that will be included in future workshops and future volumes of this book. But we also have in here vervain, which is very important with inflammation and reducing pain in the body. We have ashwagandha, which does the same thing as vervain, in addition to with mood regulation and blood flow. We have mugwort. Mugwort is also another active ingredient in yoni steams if you indulge in those, along with spices that we have discussed and we will continue to discuss, which happen to be ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon, along with some orange peel and lemon peel, because orange and lemon are beneficial during your cycle for providing hydration, being antioxidants, also helping detox toxins out of the body as well. So back to finishing our chapter. I am an avid tea lover. Try throwing all the above herbs into a loose leaf diffuser, kind of like what I was drinking earlier. combined with turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and black pepper. Black pepper activates the active ingredient in turmeric, which happens to be curcumin, by 2000%. So it allows the body to absorb turmeric at a faster rate, because typically your body absorbs and digests and absorbs food within a 48-hour period. But this will help speed up that process. This is one of the best herbal infusions that manages your inflammation. If the mixture is too bitter, you can add dates, which is a healthy form of sweetener. You can also do raw organic agave and make sure it's raw and organic, because if not, regular agave that's sold in stores has a high corn fructose syrup in it, which is a not a very good ingredient. We mentioned before, it is a bad form of sugar. It adds to the visceral fat in your stomach, which is your stubborn belly fat. It builds additional mucus in the body that your body does not want to have, and it will start clogging arteries, lead to obesity, diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. So we want to avoid anything that has high corn fructose syrup. So dates and raw agave is our go-to. I know people that are not plant-based will go to raw organic honey. So if you are not a non-plant-based person, raw honey is an option. However, be careful of regular honey, because again, it's made pretty much with high corn fructose syrup and water. So you want to be mindful of adding those things to the body. Raw sugar cane is also a great natural form of sugar to have for the body. So again, we want the best forms of sugar and not the bad forms that will lead to other diseases and also hinder our womb health. An alchemist is an individual who transforms situations for the better. A lot of people will misconstrue alchemy with witchcraft and black magic and hoodoo, voodoo, and all of these things, which, no disrespect to any practices that you choose to believe in, but we want to be very honest of what alchemy is, okay? So with having the love for serving others and healing people with holistic techniques, we strive to deliver alchemy at its finest. Funnel by Aja, which is an African orisha of the woodland. Its creatures, homegrown healers, and the first known woman alchemist. So that is an African goddess that is not talked about in history, that is a real thing. Go do your own research and learn, people. I am a firm believer in it. The earth has everything that we need to heal and cure ourselves naturally without the need of any chemical base, toxic or man-made products. That is something that I truly believe in based off of my case studies, my history, and my studies. You guys, if you've been listening to the podcast since episode 1, you have learned and discovered all of the chronic illnesses that I have been able to reverse, and these things are real. Your body is on its own healing machine. If you are providing the right nutrients and the right things that the body needs to sustain and maintain and to restore and to rejuvenate, then all you need is what the earth is already able to provide for you. You don't need any chemicals, you don't need any toxins, you don't need any man-made products to sustain and have a healthy lifestyle. So back in the 80s and 90s, if I cut myself, then my daddy would cut off a piece of aloe vera from his plant versus going to the drugstore for ointment or over-the-counter medicine. That's something I still use to this day. If eczema comes about, if I have dry skin, if I have scars, I still go to aloe vera and it completely heals everything. One simple plant. If you feel a cough emerging, eat or drink fruits high in calcium and vitamin C with a mix of ginger and lemon. The stronger your immune system, the easier it will be to fight unwanted viruses and illnesses. This is not stating that you will not feel any symptoms. However, your body will naturally protect itself. I just said that. And grow stronger as you increase adequate amounts and forms of macro and micronutrients. Again, macronutrients are the things that we need in abundance. Those are proteins, healthy fats, not any type of fat, healthy fats. So unsaturated, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, not trans fat, not added fat, not saturated fats. No, we don't want none of those. No cis fat. No, none of that. And then also carbohydrates. Yes, your body needs carbohydrates to sustain. There are complex carbohydrates and there are simple carbohydrates. We need complex carbohydrates to sustain. Your brain needs carbohydrates to function. Our body uses carbohydrates first for energy. That means that every day you need to be pumping carbs into your body so we can sustain and be able to function and move throughout the day. If your body starts taking your energy from protein and from fats, it is taking away protein and fats from the main things that those factors are meant to do in the body. So I understand that a lot of people are into keto diets, which eliminate carbs from the body. But there are research out there and proven studies that show once your body has depleted carbohydrates over an extended period of time, meaning 15, 20 years, your brain starts to malfunction. You start to have memory loss. Dementia comes into play. Alzheimer comes into play. You can start developing other brain issues, brain tumors. So be mindful of these things. Just because you want to look good, and that's keto diet. A lot of people want to do it to look good for their body structure. They want their bodies to look a certain way, but you need carbohydrates. Do not deplete your body of carbohydrates. Now, simple carbs we want to stay away from because those are the bad carbs for us. The sugars, the fats, the cholesterols, the things that our bodies do not need in abundance that will cause and lead to chronic illnesses and diseases, especially the leading diseases in America that are killing people. 60% of them are related to diet. So we want to be mindful of the difference of needing complex carbohydrates and not needing simple carbohydrates, needing polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, unsaturated fats, and not needing trans fats, saturated cis fats. Okay, there's a difference. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. Maya Angelou, one of my favorite quotes. And I really don't like to say slave. I like to say enslaved individuals. These are gifts that was brought to us from my ancestors. There are a lot of herbal history in ancient Asia history and Oriental history and Indian history. And I have mad respect for those practices and those herbs and the spices they have brought. And I appreciate that. But also I do want to pay homage to my ancestors as well, because I have actual African American slave medicine that gives insight on herbs and remedies and things that were used back when my ancestors were enslaved and things that was helping them to naturally heal themselves from the things that they were going through. Also have African American herbalism. And I have mentioned some of these books before in past the art and practice of spiritual herbalism, Transform, Heal, and Remember with the Power of the Plants of Ancestral Medicine. We have Of the Water, Ritual Magic and Initiation of the Life of the African Shaman. People hear magic, they get scared. Just read it. It's all alchemy. It's not going to be, it's not going to scare you. It's not black magic. It's not welcoming demons and things of that sort. So don't take it there. I know how critical people can get, so don't take it there. Just be open-minded, and if it's not your thing, then don't look into it. But there's nothing wrong with researching and reading for yourself. Alkaline Herbal Medicine, Reverse Disease and Heal the Electric Body. These are books and resources, guys. Best seller options. African Medicine, A Complete Guide to Yoruba Healing, Science, and African Herbal Remedies. Let's see. And then my favorites. Sacred Woman, Queen Afua, A Guide to Healing the Feminine Body, Mind, and Spirit. Oops, sorry for that noise. For those of you who are not watching, I accidentally hit the book against my laptop. My apologies. African Holistic Health, Dr. Lila O. Africa, may he rest in power. Great information. Herbs, vitamins, minerals, and amino glandular and food. It has recipes, sexual personality types, foods to avoid, self-diagnosis charts, male cycles, and things that have to do with addiction such as AIDS, cocaine, anthrax, so on and so forth, herpes. Heal thyself for health and long for health and longevity. Queen Afua again. Amazing books. Set these down. I'll be sure to put all of those in the description of this episode. Let me make sure. I did mention Aja. Look into that. Talking about alchemy, The Alchemist. One of my favorite books of all times. Sorry about that. The Handbook to African Medicinal Plants. African American Folk Healing. The Handbook of Yoruba Religious Concepts. Again, nothing against religion, nothing against spirituality. Just do your research and learn for yourself. I think I dropped enough gems for you guys. I'll be sure to list all of those in the description of the bio. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's wrap up on our last paragraph. When herbal techniques are mentioned, I am asked if cannabis or marijuana could be considered for alternative medicine. If it has natural, not man-made seeds, can be grown, and don't have any added chemicals that are harmful to the body, then yes. I consider this a substitute to over-the-counter or prescribed medicine constructed from harmful ingredients that strengthens unwanted diagnosis. Purchasing from a plant connoisseur who knows their strains is highly recommended to ensure tackling pain, inflammation, or even mood swings versus being a humdrum couch potato. Indica will aid in supervising your pain levels. However, sativa, which happens to be our favorite, will leave you focused and creative, allowing you to still seize your day. Speaking to a bud tender or a budologist at your local dispensary can educate you on which flower they may have that is curated specifically for menstruation. If you reside in a state where cannabis is illegal, you should verify if the state is medicinal so you can satiate in cannabidiol, which is CBD, options. CBD can be used in beverages, foods, salves, lotions, oils, or even smoked. Back home in Texas, there's a melanin woman and veteran-owned business called Lazy Days Tea that's located in Pflugerville, which is very close to Austin, Texas, that has multiple options for hot tea that will assist with kicking cramps ass. There's even an option to add a Delta 8 shot that will leave you feeling relaxed and discharged from any worries. Again, I recommend you proceed with caution and educate yourself thoroughly if you choose to use this form of herb for Asclepian purposes. I'm sorry. My apologies. So that's the end of chapter 6. So let's get into some details. Again, alchemy. It's a seemingly magical process of transformation, creation, or combination. There's different forms of alchemy that people can tap into. Some of the ones that we happen to like are herbal and plant alchemy, which happens to make like tinctures, elixirs, so making like salves to help with inflammation, rubbing them in on your joints, rubbing them on your stomach or in your womb area when you have cramps. If you exercise a lot or you have like pains from exercising, I'll put it on my back or on my knees, my wrists, especially when it comes to like yoga and Pilates training. Elixirs, herbal elixirs, our cramp elixir. We also have our goddess bath potion, which we'll learn about in a chapter coming up, which is going to be a new episode. But mixing different things together to help relieve pain, to help healing in the body. These are natural and holistic forms. People consider it alternative medicine, naturopathy, holistic healing. However you want to frame it, it still can be considered a form of alchemy. Self-healing is another form of alchemy. Being able to not take medication, not result in maybe surgery as your first option, but really taking time and developing a plan of action to naturally heal your own body. I just gave you a plethora of books that you can go do research on. I am a living, walking example, and there are many other people as well, organizations that we have referred to you guys. Or if you follow us on Instagram, we're always sharing content from other holistic organizations that have been able to get rid of fibroids, get rid of their endometriosis, be able to reverse their PCOS, be able to reverse their infertility, to reverse their dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia. Hello. Also getting rid of their amenorrhea, having chronic bacterial vaginosis, cysts. Guys, there's ways that we can get rid of these things, but you have to be mindful again what you put in and on your body, because those things contribute to your overall health. Another form of alchemy that we tap into is energy healing. We believe of realigning our chakras, being mindful of the energy that you allow into your space, toxic and undesirable or invaluable energy. So that could be people, places, or things, friends, family members, co-workers, business colleagues, spouses, relationships. Be mindful of energies. So energy is, whether you want to believe it's spirituality, if you believe it's just science, energy is a real thing. So you want to be mindful of keeping your energy cleansed. If you're not into saging, if you're not into cleansing your space, then look into like meditation and just being able to become one in yourself and have a control and a sense of your own energy. But then there are other forms that are like Reiki, where you can go get your energy cleansed. So just look into what options may work for yourself. You can research on Google. There's different so many different people you can even follow on YouTube that do different forms of energy healing if you want to practice it in the privacy of your own home, if you don't want to go face to face with somebody or even be in a group of people while doing it. So just see what works for you. Crystal healing. As you can see, we always have on crystals. We want to give a shout out to the solar eclipse. Their information, if you could see on YouTube or Spotify. Let me move my locks out the way. But crystals, I believe in crystal healing. Each crystal means a different thing. Like, for example, this blue one is a lapis lazuli. It helps with communication and keeping your throat chakra open. If you pay attention to all of my podcasts, I always have this accent on because it helps with communicating to you guys effectively. This is a aura quartz. It helps with keeping you aligned, not keeping you anxious, not keeping you nervous, being able to flow freely. Okay. A spiderweb jasper. It helps with keeping my root chakra grounded, protecting my peace, protecting my energy, making sure that I'm able to deliver and educate thoroughly. Okay. I have azurite earrings on. Shout out to Higher Alignment for those earrings. Keep an evil eye permanently on me. Can't take it off. also from solar eclipse, which I'm going to put their information in the description of the bio, because if you use our discount code KCA, you will get a discount on your first order. So I want to show you, I have a Tekite ring and I have a carnelian. Carnelian is for sacral chakra. That is my power chakra because my human design, I'm a generator. It keeps my creativity flowing. It opens up my pineal gland. It helps with my neuromelanin. And then Tekite, it helps with alchemy. It helps with your spiritual healing. It helps with self-healing. It helps with keeping you grounded. It protects melanated skin as well. So crystal healing is something that I believe in. I have on waist beads. I'm going to just stand up really quickly and just show, but different waist beads. Shout out to her waist beads. I'm going to put their information in the description of the bio as well. Each waist bead has a different meaning, and we're going to talk about that in a different chapter. Different colors mean different things, but it is for feminine healing, for womb healing. It is very important and is part of history. If you look into, as you can see, I have Egyptian, you can see Nefertiti, I have an Ankh, I have the scarab, I have the Sphinx. Like, those things mean something to me because when I look into my African history and you look at hieroglyphics, the women have on waist beads. Go look at it. It means something for me. So it's a part of my alchemy. So originated many centuries ago, we use African herbal research to derive our formulas. And then I have followed up with ancient Asian herbal remedies as well to coincide, and saw how much of a similarity the information is and learned even more information. So I definitely respect both continents and thank you for the culture and for the healing techniques. And so in addition to our elixir, our teas, we mentioned that we do tinctures, so that will help with healing, salves. We talked about rubbing on our bodies, crystals, and also participate in moon rituals. So new moon and full moon rituals, just releasing what no longer serves you so you can welcome in things that you are manifesting and things that you are wanting in your life. So that will aid in your self-healing, will aid in your career development, will aid in becoming financially free and debt free, will aid in the things that you really, really want out of life. Full moons mean something to me because I was actually born on a full moon and a lunar eclipse. So that is very important. And actually this year, my birthday will fall on that combination again, which happens like every 20 years or so. So this will be my third time experiencing it because, of course, the day I was born, experienced it 20 years later, and now I'm getting ready to experience it again. So I'm so excited about that. So we mentioned about turmeric, the active ingredient curcumin, again, can be combined with black pepper. We talked about that being activated by 2000%. It is also a phytoestrogen, which is a plant source of estrogen. If you're going to put estrogen in the body, we talked about fried foods, red meat, alcohol, sweets, added sugars. Those things add in high levels of estrogen that are not conducive for the body, but putting a plant source of phytoestrogen in the body is so beneficial for you. It will aid in eliminating nausea. It will regulate your menstrual flow. It balances your hormones as well, and it lessens bloating. Even after losing 80 plus pounds, I still bloat so bad. I will literally look like 3 to 4 months pregnant, like overnight. So again, having nettles and vervain and chaste tree and those herbs that we mentioned that are actually in our tea will help lessen that bloating. And I've noticed over time with the consistency of me consuming these herbs, I don't bloat as bad. I used to bloat for the first 3 days. Now it's only the first day. I used to look like I was 4 to 5 months pregnant. Now sometimes I only look 1 to 2 months pregnant. And so it's a drastic difference, but it's taking time for me to see the difference because it took time for me to put all these things into my body that led to these illnesses. So remember, guys, patience, being disciplined will come into play as you're going on this menstrual journey. So turmeric, again, it is an emmenagogue, so it can assist with inducing the blood. So if you're suffering from amenorrhea, the turmeric will help with bringing on your blood flow. So be mindful of that. High doses of curcuminoids were found to inhibit contractions and relax the smooth muscles of your intestines and uterus. So that's why turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon are things that we consistently take on a daily basis because they are so beneficial for our body. Alchemy, guys, again, it's all about transforming the body, transforming it into a way that is beneficial for you so you are able to maintain each month when your menstrual cycle happens. Remember, this is something we deal with for sometimes 4 up to 5 decades. We want to be mindful of these things of, do I really want to suffer for that many years? Absolutely not. We wanted to come up with a regimen that works for us. Menstrual toxic shock syndrome. So this is an infectious and a serious condition occurring as a result of prolonged use of tampons. So guys, herbal remedies can help with these things, okay? So just start incorporating your herbs into the body with your meals or your beverages on a daily basis. And if you can't consume this many herbs at a time, if it's something that you can't afford, you can buy herbs in bulk, pound at a time, $8 here, $10 here, $20 here. And once you accumulate the herbs that you want, you only need a very small amount. Because even with this pack of tea, I recommend to do 1 tablespoon in the tea infuser that we provide. 1 tablespoon. With that 1 tablespoon, you can make 3 cups of tea, meaning you could steep it 3 different times on your first day of your cycle. If you only want to do it on your first day, then this can last you 6 months easily. But if you're drinking it the first couple of days, or if you want to drink it, the first couple of days, it probably lasts you about 3 months. If you're drinking it every day, you will probably go through this in about a month. So just be mindful that you don't need that much of the herb, but having a good mix and a good combination, that's alchemy. You're mixing and you're molding and you're putting together a potion, a solution, a resolution. So Alchemy at Its Finest, just to recap, it is chapter 6 in our NNG's formula to kick cramps ass. So we are so excited that you were able to join in today. We are going to be sure to list all of the book resources in the description of this episode. We're also going to put the information of the crystal people that we did shout out, especially for those who are not watching on Spotify or YouTube. Be sure to like our podcast, share it with somebody. There are so many of us who menstruate. It's millions of us globally. So share this information with somebody. Be sure to sign up on our website at kickcrampsass.org. If you subscribe to us, you will get a special discount coupon to shop for your first time with us. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with other resources that we have going on. And you can follow us on Instagram at kickcrampsass to keep up with daily content and resources. By subscribing to our website as well, I forgot to mention, you will be have access to all of our news, events, and resources we have going on, and we put out a monthly blog on Flow Fridays. All right, guys. So shout out to JJ Cicero for the banging intro. As always, we'll put their information in our description of our bio. But I just want to send gratitude again for tuning in and manifesting a positive, productive, and peaceful remainder of the day, week, guys, and menstrual journey ahead. We'll be speaking to you soon. Peace.